Hello and welcome to another episode of a motorcycle review. Today we are going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello. The one that we're riding today is the standard model, not the S. So the standard model is going to come in at $15,490. The Moto Guzzi re-engineered a new engine for the V100. This motorcycle here produces 115 horsepower and it has 77 foot-pound of torque. The beautiful thing about this engine that we are riding right now is that you get 80% of your torque at 3000 RPM. So if you know anything about engines and power and getting off the line, when you get power that quickly off the line and you get most of that power on the lower end of the spectrum, you are going to have a very good, enjoyable ride. The Moto Guzzi is going to have a 32.1 inch seat height, so it's not going to be a very tall motorcycle. They do offer different sitting seats where you could get it down to 31.5 or all the way up to 32.7 inches. The Moto Guzzi honestly feels almost like a roadster. She pulls hard right off the line, and you could hear that very loud engine as it's going through the gears. The Moto Guzzi comes equipped with Brembo brakes, so you're gonna get dual disc Brembo brakes. You get 5.1 inches of suspension travel. In the back you get a single disc Nissan brake, and you also get 5.1 inches of travel. Being the standard model, you don't get the semi-active suspension that you would typically get on the S model, so it's all going to be manually controlled on the standard model. One of the beautiful things that I have to say that Moto Guzzi did was they added these gold accents, and it goes along with the front and rear wheels. It's going to have the nice gold accents. So here we have, this is going to have a automatic windshield. So if we go here, you're able to press it up and down. So we just went all the way down, we went up, there we go. So you see it's going to move very easily. The one thing that I'll say is I'm a 5'10". I have a 30 to 31 inch inseam, and the windshield that we currently have does absolutely nothing. You're still getting the same wind buffeting and pressure as you would on your regular, regardless of the position. Moto Guzzi is marketing their V100 as a touring motorcycle. You're able to get side cases. I couldn't find the actual pricing, but just given just kind of ballpark, it's going to be, I would guess, anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. The one thing that I will have to say that I was not impressed, although Moto Guzzi claims that it's it's going to be the fact that they you have to mount and unmount them by removing your rear seat. Now if you're traveling, or if you just want to go ahead and take your saddlebags off, I couldn't see myself having to remove the seat to be able to remove my saddlebags. That to me, I think it was probably an oversight, and probably something that will be probably updated in future generations. Now if we look at the heads-up display that we currently have here, this is going to be a very similar, if not the same, as your Aprilia 660. Holy torque! The torque, holy, incredible! Oh. Yeah. So the heads-up display is going to be the same one, I will guess, as your Aprilia 660, the Touareg. And if you happen to look at the headlight, it's literally going to be the same one as your Touareg 660. Now the Moto Guzzi Mandello 100, regardless of which model you get, is going to have full LED all around, so that's going to make you very visible. You're going to notice that this is going to be there's not going to be keyless ignition. You're going to have your keys here, which depending who you ask, that's a pro or that's a con. I personally don't, I could carry the weight. So the V100 is going to be the first water-cooled engine from Moto Guzzi, and that allowed Moto Guzzi to go ahead and be able to squeeze more power out of the engine. You're going to notice that unlike your typical Moto Guzzi, like your V85 TT and all the other models down the lineup, the head was rotated 90 degrees. By doing so, now you're going to have your header coming up the front of the engine, and your intake and your throttle bodies are going to be shaped, or they're going to be squeezed in between the V shape of the model. What that's going to do is that's going to allow you to have better ergonomics when you're riding. You're not going to have anything that's going to be touching your knees, as you can see here, and it's just going to be a lot more comfortable. You're going to see that the Moto Guzzi, as you can see on that motorcycle right there, it's going to have these grooves here, but that's just strictly for, basically strictly just for, you know, just display. Being a water-cooled engine, they're not going to serve any purpose. So the Moto Guzzi V100 comes equipped with 4 riding modes. You get Sport, you get Tour, you get Road, and you get Rain. Like many motorcycles, as you change those riding modes, you're going to be able to see that your engine mapping is going to go ahead and fluctuate. So depending on the setting, you're going to get either more power, less power, more traction control, less traction control, more engine braking, less engine braking. So it's all going to be very dependent on what riding mode you're on. So here we're going to be making a turn. I have to say, so as I said, I'm 5'10", and my inseam is 30 to 31, and I do kind of feel like I'm more of a roadster sitting position, almost closer to a sport bike feel. If I had longer arms, obviously that would not be an impediment, but that's not the case. I have to say, these front brakes, and there's nobody behind me, I'll show you guys here. We're just going to be pressing the front. They're going to be extremely grippy, which, by the way, that's not a complaint on my part. I think that's an incredible feature. Some bikes, your brakes feel like mush. Not the case with this one. They might actually change as you have more miles on them, but right off the bat, with a motorcycle that has I think this one has like 150 miles because it's brand new, it honestly feels great. Now if we look at the heads-up display here, you're going to be able to see that you're going to get a very bright, this is going to be about a 5-inch display. You're going to get all the information right over here. You're going to get your speedometer, your tachometer, your gear indicator. This is always going to be here in the middle. You're going to be able to see that you get your windshield display. It's going to be right here, where it's going to show you up and down. Now if we move to the handlebars, you're going to get a headlight, so the flashing light, so you could do either flashing or just push it forward for your for just full-blown high beam. Now your cruise control is also going to be located here on the left hand side. You're going to be able to see, here's going to be your cruise control, your turning signals, your horn is going to be down here. On your right hand side, you're going to be able to see your ignition. So you're going to be able to see that you could either turn the light on and on. That's going to be your day running light. To me, that should always be on. And importantly, out of the whole bike is going to be your riding mode. So down here is going to be your riding modes, which is what's going to allow you to switch between the 4 riding modes available on the Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello. So let's go ahead and do that so I can show you guys. So if we go on tour, there we're going to be on tour. Then it goes to rain mode. Rain mode is going to be, I will have to say, you could definitely still feel the power, but the throttle response is going to be less present. If we go now to the next one, you're going to get sport. In sport, you're going to get basically all the beans right off the bat. And you go back and you're going to be on road mode. So I'm going to go ahead and just put her on road mode. I'm not going to really I just want to see how that feels and go from there. One thing that Moto Guzzi is pioneering is going to be Aerodynamics Winglets, and I'm going to show you guys right here. So you're going to see this right over here. This right here is going to go ahead and open and close depending on which riding mode you're going to be on. And once you get up to a certain speed, they're going to go ahead and move up and down. So let's go ahead and put her back in sport mode here and go from there. As I said earlier, you're able to see that beautiful, nice gold head matching very well with the wheels. Single-sided swing arm. If you're able to see your valve stem is going to be 90 degree, which I have to say more manufacturers should start doing. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to put air into your tires. So let's say you were thinking of going between the standard and the S. Personally, if you're spending $15,490, you might as well spend the extra $2 grand, $17,490, and get into the S model. The reason I say that is you get semi-active all-in suspension, something that you do not get here. You get heated grips, you get the heated grips, you get the semi-active suspension. There's a couple more things that I am not sure. That I can't remember right off the bat. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the video description. But just suspension alone, you're gonna get your money back right off the bat. Anytime you have suspension that is gonna be electronically controlled or semi-active, you're gonna be way ahead of the curve versus just having the manual standard suspension. My God, guys, this motorcycle feels great. Let me see if we could do a quick roll here. So from 40, let me give my partner up here some space, and let's see, that's from 30 here. So it's I'm gonna go ahead and, so we're in second gear right now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do a quick roll up. And here we go. You're able to see she picks up speed quick. I mean, that is literally like a rocket, which is something that couldn't have been said from previous Moto Guzzi generations. So the Moto Guzzi V100 that we're testing is geared towards a rider that's looking for a touring or perhaps like a sport touring motorcycle. And I'm gonna have to say that based on the current setup, I don't see that personally. I come from a line of either sport touring motorcycles or like smaller motorcycles. My last motorcycle, if you guys have seen on the channel, it's a FJR 1300, where you basically get everything. You get, aerodynamics, you get a bigger windshield. So this to me feels more like a ruster, like perhaps like a around town motorcycle. Obviously anybody could do whatever the hell they want with their motorcycle, but I'm not seeing the whole either touring or sport touring that they are hoping to attract. Now, body lines, if we're going to talk about looks and everything, the Moto Guzzi, honestly, you're not going to get what you're getting with the V100. You're not going to get it anywhere. You're going to be the only one on the road with a 90-degree transverse twin motorcycle. They are the only ones in the market with such engine, just like the BMW is the only one with the Boxer engine.
Sneaks up quick on you on the right side.
What happened?
It comes up quick, that's what I'm looking for.
Oh.
I'm not used to coming this direction to find it.
I've never been here, so. Yeah. So, I mean, so you're able to see, just beautiful. 32.1 inch seat, so you're able to see. So, I mean, for myself, I'm able to hit it with the palm of my foot. I still have a little bit that, you know, so it's not all the way down. Here's going to be your tank. It's going to be key control. So thinking of prices, thinking of motorcycles, if we look at the power, if we look at what you're getting from the motorcycle, I mean, if you're willing to spend that type of money, I think, you know, power to you. When I make a motorcycle purchase, I'm probably one of the few that I like to look at my options. What can I get, you know, the best bang for my money? And if I was to look for a touring motorcycle, I believe you might be better served looking at other offerings, either from Yamaha, maybe BMW, and I'm talking about used. I'm not talking about a brand new motorcycle. I would say probably like Yamaha, Kawasaki, you know, like the C14, the FJR. I mean, you even have now the FJ09 from Yamaha that has a very good reputation, and you could do a lot, and it's going to be, you know, you're able to find a nicely used example for less than you would this. So, but I mean, it's a beautiful motorcycle. I'm gonna have to say that torque down low is honestly intoxicating. It has a very linear power curve, and it honestly just feels great. So let's go ahead and park the motorcycle here, and let's just go ahead and give it a quick look. So here you have it, guys. I mean, what do you think this is something that you will buy, or is this something that you think might be a good option if you're looking into a motorcycle that's, you know, if you're looking for like a touring option? Leave your comments below. So guys, comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video.